98% of the time. The man on your left, Lionheart, comes out victorious. Oh Junsung, the younger of Team Korea, as we have a look at Ingrid Bogren, who's going to call the players over shortly to determine which player's going to serve first. Such a fascinating matchup, this. And here we go. It's the tata coin toss to determine which player will serve first. And it's Chuqin who wins the toss. And they come now for the lean-in racket reveal to get their weapons of choice, and then we will be underway with the warm-ups. As the Chinese crowd start to find their voices, it's going to be noisy in here. They know their boys are up against it. Let's have a look then, Fraser, as we start the warm-ups. What makes Chuqin so damn special, so damn good, nearly unbeatable on his day?
He's always got an eye to kill. He's a predator, forehand orientated, classic Chinese silhouette. Backhand's as good and divisive as it needs to be. Beastly power on both wings. But for me, it's the fact that he has a steel trap of a mind. The last Chinese man standing at the World Cup from the round of 16, and he went on to win the whole thing.
18 career titles to his name, more gold and Fort Knox, and he is the one who is standing strong here in London when his team need him most. But an extremely exciting player up the other side of the court. Oh Junsung, talk to me. What are we looking at? What are we looking forward to here with him?
He is such a cool, calm and collected customer. The apple hasn't fallen from the tree because his dad, Oh Xiangyun, was such a slinger of the ball. He had two monumental victories against Team China, beating Liang Jinkun and Lin Shidong.
Doing it in some serious style as well. When all the pressure was on, this youngster rose to the occasion to put away Liang Jinkun. And then he came out for more, didn't he, Fraser? Lin Shidong came out with everything. But Oh Junsung just proving too good, too clean in a 3-1 shocking victory.
And you just wonder how Lin Shidong's confidence is coming into this quarter-final. He had 2 losses against Team Sweden, was beaten by Elias Ranfer, the rank outsider, and Anton Schellberg in the deciding match. He barely has over a 50% win record, Lin Shidong, but we'll talk about him later.
A reminder then, this is a best-of-5 format. It is a race to 3 games first. Does that favour Chuqin in this instance, do you feel? Or does it favour that man, Oh Junsung?
I mean, look, it's basically impossible to say, but the simple logic would make you think that it favours the underdog because they require less games to win, but look at that holy trinity.
Woo! It's not a farmyard, but there are some goats in the building. Wang Liqin, arguably the biggest forehand we've ever seen. Ma Long, the greatest of all time, and then Chuqin as well, the showman, Superman, here to support their boys in this opening matchup. Tactically then, Fraser, what do you think we're going to see from Lionheart early here? Is he going to try and assert some of that dominance?
Oh, absolutely. That's his middle name, Joe. The most handcuffing serve-receive game in the world, Chuqin. The fact that he's a lefty makes it even trickier to receive. But Oh Junsung is very diligent, very complete across both wings. Very balanced. We could be in for a tight one here.
Cannot wait to see where this takes us. It'll be Oh Junsung serving in game 1.
You give him an inch, and he'll take a mile, Chuqin. That table awareness off that half long is frightening. Straight away. Just reminding us who he is and how he steps up to the mark. Gonna have to here.
Staying close, finding power already as the world #1. He's been on a remarkable journey because probably the biggest moment of his career was Paris 2024 Olympics, where he just suffered a shock defeat to Charles Morgard and seemed to lose all that confidence, but back out the other side of it now, you feel.
Yeah.
In a much stronger place mentally.
when you're facing such difficulty. The only way out of it is through it. He's made it through the turbulence, Chuqin. Junsung beating him in that kind of period that he was struggling. Benjamin Faraji as well, Anton Schellberg beating him at that kind of time period. But yeah, back locked and loaded. I don't think anybody could have done what he did at the World Cup in Macau this year, Joe. Absolute scenes there as he won it for the first time in his life.
Yeah, that match against Sora Matsushima, one of the best of all time, you got to say. Tactically, early doors at least, it looks like Wang Chuqin trying to stay a little bit closer and Junsung getting forced back.
And that makes sense. Junsung has to give himself a little bit more time. Junsung is very good close to the table, and I think he's actually better than Wang Chuqin off the table.
Wow, that's a statement and a half.
And I do think that playing high trajectory, heavy topspin into the backhand side of Wang Chuqin will prove to be fruitful for the young Korean.
The Wang Chuqin fans in full voice here. Some wanting to be on camera, some not. We are tied after the first 6 points here.
No flash, please.
Our first break in play for the flash photography. It's still going, I can see them in there. There we go, she's recognized it. Who wouldn't want a photo of this glorious arena in this glorious moment?
Such a privilege to be here with you, Joe. Here in London, where it all began. 100 years of the ITTF. Incredible.
And Junsung takes an early lead. You can see he was looking to counter. He knows he's got to be aggressive. The Korean can't afford to just sit on the block because this man is too powerful, too clean.
The placement into that crossover from Junsung. He knows that it's rare Wang Chuqin plays 2 consecutive backhands. Chuqin's looking to get onto that forehand. The Koreans, technically speaking, I would say, right up there with the Chinese. Not too different in style and approach.
Junsung has a 3-point advantage here in game 1.
And there's the ball. Higher trajectory spin.
And why is that the route to victory, do you feel?
Because of the arc, it's harder for Wang Chuqin to identify how to meet the ball with the cracking forehand that he usually loves to play. He likes the fast pace.
Yeah.
You've got to try and stall him, freeze him. Lots of rotation on the ball can do that, can skid away from him. But there's a fine line between going back and ending up in no man's land. Wang Chuqin having none of this.
So there's 2 serves to come from Lionheart here. There's another flash in the crowd.
No flash, please.
There's going to be a few breaks. It's going to be important for Junsung to just manage these moments as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You mentioned about technically there not being a large gap between these two. Is the difference mainly mental then?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a famous quote that I absolutely love, Joe. Acting you shall become. Wang Chuqin was acting like the best in the world even before he was. He's manifested this.
And it's an early fist pump from Lionheart. In game 1, we don't often see that from him. He knows what this moment means.
Chop from Mo.
Oh, the drop shot. Killed it dead without a heartbeat. Nowhere for Junsung to go.
How dainty and delicate was that from Chuqin? So sneaky from the world number one. A chef's kiss.
He's got so much more feeling than I feel like a lot of people give him credit for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good thing to know, I think, that feeling isn't just about, you know, the chop blocks, the snake shots, the hooks, the around the nets. Being able to hit a really spinny ball hard takes feeling as well.
And the show comes out from Wang Chuqin. Perfect length on that receive. A second bounce just coming off the end of the table.
We might have to see something a bit more aggressive here from O. Yeah.
He pulled it straight away. What made you think that? Was he a little bit passive on the last one?
There was an element of point construction coming in, and I just felt like, okay, simplify it. Handcuff him in the serve. Go for a bit more venom on the third ball. He's got a high level of underlying power, Junsung. You don't see it in the same way as Chuqin, but it's there.
And it's another aggressive point from Junsung.
Love that transition. That weight transfer through the forehand.
Technically so good. All of the Asian players are at this level.
Yeah, they lay down the blueprint.
But again, it's that half-long Fraser, that ball just drifting off. Wang Chuqin introducing a little element of doubt.
Him from under, a little scoop there from Chuqin. Beautiful. How he plays through the fingers. Feathers it.
And we are tied again. 8 points all. And we've got raised eyebrows in the booth here, because that felt like that's normally Wang Chuqin's bread and butter, that Chiquita, right?
Just get a bit of deception on that serve.
But it shows you how keen the world number one is to try and take the first attack.
Yeah.
Willing to concede ground, heading to his forehand side with the backhand. And this time we saw a few points where Junsung was a little bit hesitant with the half-long. Wang Chuqin just full commitment on it.
Out the crossover there, finding his opponent's crossover. Then the loop from Chuqin. Keeping the foot on the gas, pedal to the metal.
And Zhou Jihao and Chen Peng love what they saw on the bench, and it's now Lionheart with 2 serves to come.
Bait to that serve. Junsung comes in to play that. Oh, nice, keeping that weight forward just enough there with the backhand, Wang Chuqin.
And it's now game point to the world number one. What this would do to just settle any nerves in the Chinese camp. And he gets it done at the most pivotal moments, as we've seen time and time again, Fraser. Just so good when the chips are down, when it really matters most.
Played a beautiful game, the young Korean, but here's Wang Chuqin against Jang Woojin. Jang Woojin, Mr. Fahrenheit, got a win against Neymar. And he was absolutely jacked to his eyeballs, so much so, he nearly collapsed when he got to the towel box.
Lee Sang-soo as well as the win of his life to put Korea 2-1 up over Ma Long. And it looked like the Koreans were heading towards the impossible, the improbable, and then Fan Zheng-dong turned it on to drag it to a decider. What they would do for a man of his powers here right now, Fraser. And then Lionheart came out in one of these moments that has built him to be the world number one.
The rally of the tournament was in that match right there, but Chuqin with the finishing touch. Look at him there, looking a little bit younger, a little bit more raw. Now, you look at him, a grounded captain, the core of this team. You know, that was a Team China with Ma Long and Fan Zhendong. We've seen the turbulence. Can Wang Chuqin help Team China rise through this fog of doubt that currently clouds this team, which are going through a generational reset? And you look at that team, they're going to be a long-term concern for Team China.
Oh yeah, you can feel the tension in the room.
China to serve. Love on.
I want to ask you a moment about the tactical talk that would have been happening in that Korean bench to try and level this at one a bit.
You can just see that Wang Chuqin is pinning Junsung down that backhand side. Not trying to be too much of a perfectionist in the serve receive, playing with lots of rotation, and that's stalling Junsung, who's having to try to overcompensate there and play a forehand from an unplayable position. I think most balls will see Chuqin play it into that backhand and occasionally bring out that parallel forehand.
A great shot of the plaster on the finger of Wang Chuqin. That was from a shot, a forehand earlier in the prelim rounds where he cut the table with full commitment. Doesn't appear to be limiting him in any way at the moment. A tap of the head from Lionheart. So for Oh Junsung, what do you want to see from him here? You mentioned Wang Chuqin seems to be pinning the backhand.
Got to try and open the table for himself straight away and pin the backhand and the crossover of Wang Chuqin. Keep it away from that forehand.
Left. Love 2.
Seemed to wobble like Sabine Winter and hit it with the ante,
didn't it?
Wow! And then uncorking the forehand after it. You could see the idea from Oh Junsung.
That's one of the rare occasions where Wang Chuqin knows he has to go full throttle, even though he's out of position. All cards on the table. And it just feels different now.
It's another big celebration as well, an audible shout from the world number one.
Wasn't the ideal receive by any stretch of the imagination, but he'll take it in a match like this.
You often actually see that, don't you, at all levels of table tennis. The celebration gets bigger when you feel like you've got away with one. You really want to hammer home the point to your opponent.
Bit of relief festering.
It's Wang Chuqin with a 4-point lead here. Forehands from everywhere. Lionheart is on the prowl here in London.
He's basking. It's a joke, isn't it? Again, Junsung playing a really strong point. Being as aggressive as he can be, but maybe he has to be a little bit more sneaky.
Sneaky how? What do you want to see from him?
Maybe a few more fades off the half-longs, maybe using his peripheral a little bit better to spot openings, maybe trying to play it against the momentum of Wang Chuqin a bit more. If you see Chuqin shifting one way, take the ball a little bit later to give yourself time, then play it the other way. It's so difficult to do because you're under pressure even when the rally isn't happening.
And even on that time, he span up to the backhand, and Wang Chuqin just melted it with a punch off the bounce. And the backhand is starting to fly now as well. 7 points played in game 2, all 7 going the way of Team China's captain.
This is such an important match because I feel like in match 2 and 3, China are the underdogs. I think Zhang Wuqin's going into match 2 as the favourite against Shidong. He beat him at the season opening Champions Doha. Jae-hyun has battered Jin Kun before. So Wang Chuqin here doing exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, so a nod to the next matchups. It will be Lin Shidong versus Zhang Wuqin, and then Lian Jin Kun versus An Jae-hyun. Big matches keep coming here in London. And it's now 9 consecutive points for Wang Chuqin. He is sending a message here to the rest of the world, not just the Republic of Korea. To his own teammates as well, you gotta feel. 10 on the spin. World #1 for a reason. So, question, Fraser, will there be a mercy point?
I doubt it. Well, if he did that on purpose, he's a good actor, Wang Chuqin.
Looked to me like that could have been. And this time, it's the forehand that seals the deal. Wang Chuqin not getting paid by the minute here. He is looking to get this done quickly and set Team China on the march towards a semi-final place. He now leads Junsung 2-0 in the opening game of this tie.
不应该说我一下看到他了，看后面就已经打得非常好，还是保持这样的这种专注度啊，保持这样的这种态势啊，人在场上那种轻松。牵着你，咱再这么下死，有可能会搏杀你。可以把这个抢到，行，很好啊，好吧，来，
Wang Hao issuing the commands to the team captain, to the world #1.
I genuinely feel like Wang Hao and Wang Chuqin have the hardest jobs in table tennis right now. They've been put through the ringer over the course of the last, I'd even say more than 12 months.
A lot of the talk in the build-up to this event was around the strength and depth. The world felt like it knew how good Wang Chuqin is currently in this moment. It's about the rest of the team. Can they back up the world #1? A couple of points we've seen where if Junsung can stop the world #1 attacking at first phase of the point, off the serve receive, then he's got a little bit of a chance. But of course, that's easier said than done, trying to stop Wang Chuqin from attacking your serve.
Beautiful, there's that beautiful. There's the example of him playing it against Wang Chuqin's momentum.
So meaning he's going to spot Wang Chuqin step into his right.
There you go. Down that parallel. Such a key shot. If there's going to be 5 really important shots, that's one of them for Junsung. I think the long push is really important as well.
Ends in the point out right there, right on cue.
Because realistically, there's so much spin on Wang Chuqin's opening topspin, and his drive, as we know, is bulletproof, unreturnable. So it's about trying to limit the quality of his opening spin and then being there ready to counter.
There's a little bit of finesse and a little bit of feeling from the Korean. Junsung on the bench, liking what he sees.
Taking his time here. This is nice. Maybe he's taking a little bit of pressure off himself.
All eyes on the world #1.
One thing that I think about both of these young men is that they don't fear defeat. They've learned how to lose, and that's crucial if you want to become a champion. Jan Vivalda, who's in that conversation as to the greatest of all time, said that, and I think it's so true. Can't play with fear.
There's the long push again that you asked for.
Yeah.
And what's that? Is that to just avoid the short game, or is that to try and force Wang Chuqin into an opening attack?
Yeah, it's more forcing him to make a move. Wang Chuqin's looking for that half long, looking to get that forehand into. That's the perfect shot to shut it down. Wouldn't be surprised to see a long serve. Bit wider that time from Chuqin, wasn't long. Just something to keep him out of that push.
Took some pace off it as well on this opening forehand.
There's that quality. It's tacky DHS rubbers, man. It is so hard to counter that ball. To sponge it up.
Long push again.
6-3.
This is the way.
And it's earned Junsung a 3-point advantage here.
And Daddy O is looking very, very happy there.
Ooh, was it going to come down?
Wasn't far off, was it, Joe?
3-7.
Nearly hit the Titantron that's here in the OVO Arena, Wembley. That overhead shot will be money if the ball came anywhere near it. But look at this. Junsung now has a 4-point advantage in this must-win game. Great look at that rubber, as you mentioned, the tacky forehand.
And what a response here after being absolutely battered in the last game. Just dismantled. Junsung here looking likely to send this to 2-1 territory. Didn't get a word in edgeways in that last game. He was beaten so badly. I was worried about the injury. You can see his left ankle taped up a little bit, but no.
Just like a laser beam into the crossover of the Korean.
Yeah, you can see it there. He saw it coming just a little bit too predictable out. Played it into Wang Chuqin's waiting area. It doesn't matter how much quality is on the ball. The placement's not on point, you're in trouble. You just see how wide the base is of Chuqin. That's what helps him keep that center of gravity low.
A slightly shorter push. Wang Chuqin just sets the feet and rips it.
This is nerves here from Junsung. He's a little bit nervous. Now he's got into a position that he knows, by his standards, he probably should take. He's putting pressure on himself. He feels like it's his game to lose. Good timeout from his father.
아니까 미리 이제 돌아선단 말이야. 한 번쯤은 백사이드 그냥 훅 찔러주든지 그거 아니면 짧게 백사이드로 조금 완전 가운데 말고 백사이드 짧게나 백사이드 길게나 뭐 해주는 것도 괜찮고. 자 아니면 서비스 완전 일자한 너클이나 하나 돌리라고 해놓고 그거 하나 승부한다든지 한번 네가 작전하되 뭐든지 임팩트는 적극적으로 하라 보자. 그리고 접히는 거 보면 핫사이드나 백사이드보단 미들로 한 개, 두 개 더 나가주는 게 괜찮고. 오케이? 리시브하고 지금 다 괜찮아. 얻어 맞는 게 대해서 두려워하지 말고 네 잘하는 지구자 계속 가라.
리시브 잘 하고 있으니까 그러니까 제가 너가 너클을 하면 내가 너클을 놓잖아 이렇게 한 번씩 그거를 내가 건드려주고 하는 거니까 너가 이렇게 깔리게 건드리면 길잖아 나가줄 거야 네가 괜찮으면 나 깨우면 그냥 그대로 막 결대로 길게 줘도 돼.
자, 들렸을 때 화도 올라오는 거 가볍게 하나만 딱 사이드로 잡아줘도 돼. 오케이?
좋아 충분해
What do you think, Fraser, would be the advice in the corner of the Koreans? You mentioned that you thought might have been a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it looks a little bit, not half-hearted, but hesitant. You've got to commit on every shot. Every shot has to have full intent. The push that went out, too lukewarm, has to dig that out. If he is to play that long push, let's see what he does with this serve. Good recovery, and he plays it out to the right forehand, painting that table. corner to corner. Watch this. That's a really difficult shot to play there. Got to stay low, got to keep that head still. Balances himself nicely with the free arm.
And he's now 2 points away, Junsung, from landing some damage. We can't afford to let anything drift over the end of that back line of the table.
I think there maybe a short receive now into middle or forehand could be a good option, but it depends on this Chuqin serve. Will it be short, half long? Will he go wider again out to that half long forehand? So clever. It's a pattern recognition. You gotta know what your opponent's looking for.
Look at the spin on the ball. And then he was down low, just in case it came over, ready to crack the next one, the world #1. But he's got some work to do here. Has to win at least one of the next 2 points on the Junsung serve. What powers of recovery from Lionheart.
Changed it up to the reverse pendulum, played a crafty flick, but look at that.
This is what he forces you to do. He forces you to raise your level time and time again. No one else in the world is getting that ball back. Not only did he get it back, he got it back with interest, with added spin, Wang Chuqin, and he's still alive here in this third game.
Oh, he was knocking on the door, he was breathing down his neck, but what about that for a play? Shout out to Kim Na-young, by the way. She nearly beat Sun Ying-sha yesterday, as we see Junsung up there, Joe. What a ledge.
One of the best defenders of all time. A former world championship finalist in the singles, cheering on his man. A rueful grin from Wang Chuqin. And he needs 2 big serves now to try and drag this to a deuce.
Excellent receive.
And Junsung is on the board. His first game in this opener when he needed it most. What did you like about the receive, Fraser? You mentioned it specifically.
It was so neat, so tidy. You could hear his bat lightly making contact with the table, just exaggerating the effect of the backspin coming in. And then he backed it up in style. He's on the board. Junsung playing so much better there.
그리고 지금 잘하는 게 네 잡히는 거 있잖아. 니들로 해주면 좋잖아. 줄 때 6일로 주는 거 많이 잘 돌잖아. 그럴 때는 백사이드 비디오 해주고 그러는 거 하나 하고 2개 연속 한다 생각.
할 수 있어.
Really saw the benefit in that last game of a good timeout, Fraser. You said you felt Junsung felt nervous. At a certain point, timeout called as we see Chuqin, Ma Long and Wang Liqin in the comfy seats in there, up close and personal.
Looking very dapper there, the Cloud Walker.
Always looks good, does the showman. But it's back to the Wang Chuqin serve here to kick us off in game 4. Like Wang Chuqin thought there was a long push coming.
This is what makes him so handcuffing for not just right-handers, everybody. He dominates that little diagonal there on the serve, and then he just is so outlandish with the third ball. You know, ultimately, it's such a simple approach, but it's so difficult to disrupt because he's mastered all the nuances within that realm. It's a good option there, just to touch it up to the short forehand. I still think the long push is going to be important, but he has to pick the perfect moment. And Chuqin knows as well that Junsung's a strong flicker, so it can be a little bit of a bluff to drop it short.
Another tap of that forehead for the world number one. Junsung has a 2-point advantage here early in another must-win game. So much side spin on the ball.
Crazy. I mean, Chuqin's looked absolutely bulletproof. Shout out to the host, England, Sam Walker, managed to take a game off the world number one, but apart from that, really, he hasn't looked close to being worried.
That was interesting, because while Chuqin went to his normal service position and took 2 steps forward, served from middle here, and then tried to shoehorn in that forehand.
And he still beats him, Junsung, with the push. You can serve it from wherever you want. I'm still going to play it. I like that from the Korean.
This time, the world number one plants his feet and attacks with the backhand.
Excellent play. That chicken wing forehand from Wang Chuqin barely had any space. Arm way closer to the body than what it is normally. And he plays that iconic full stroke. Spinning a ball. A protective shot. Changed the direction of play.
How on earth did he find that angle?
To return the net as well. Oh, Junsung with an absolute corker.
All the emotions on display sat directly behind Ma Long abroad in that as well.
That's what I'm saying, he's so good away from the table as well.
He's got very good hands.
Just like his dad. Yeah. I bet Wang Lichin's thinking about that match against his dad, Oh Sang-yun. There he is.
I'm going to show my age here, Fraser, but I had that one on VHS.
How cold is that, by the way? Wang Chuqin, should I say Wang Lichin and Ma Long with 6 world singles titles between them.
And this is the margins at this level. The ball flicking the top of the net and then bouncing back towards Junsung. Wang Chuqin drags this within 1 point.
Keeps his lead with that slow spin. Well, it's not slow. That's a rubbish way to describe it from me there. It's not slow, but it's a bit higher trajectory. He's taking a step off.
And he has been able to attack with force, Junsung, into that crossover. The left-handed crossover of Wang Chuqin has earned him a few points here. He's got a 2-point advantage now with 2 serves of his own as well. How brave is that? Staring Lionheart in the eyes and saying, long serve and forehand bomber to follow. Looked like it might have just caught the back edge. Yeah, Junsung apologized immediately for it.
Chuqin was looking at him as you better apologize for this.
But Junsung here, 7-4 up. Is the opener going to go to a decider here? It was around this moment that we saw a timeout called in the last game. Chuqin just unleashing attacking shots from here. Junsung's got such good feeling. He's able to absorb these shots, but it's such a fine line between absorbing it and being a little bit too passive.
Yeah, what we saw in the point before, he played a worldie of a backhand, a screamer off the angle. That's not going to happen most times.
So we go back to the world number one serve here. Finds himself 5-7 down.
This is good from Mo. Oh, it's even better from Chuqin. Oh, wide did they go? It was like a tango.
He got forced back by the hands of the world number one. And once he found himself at the back of the court, there was no way he was going to get back in.
Playing for positioning, the fade. And a clever change eventually from Wang Chuqin to play it down the line, softer, slower.
Look at the response. Wang Hao even playing the role of ball boy back there.
He called it, Joe.
And it's now a 1-point ball game.
If he had another timeout, he'd be using it, Junsung.
It's a ripper of a backhand. Joji Hao roars towards Lionheart. And the GOAT applauds as well.
Adjustment that he made there and taking a step off to centralize himself allowed him to play that backhand block because Chuqin was trying to get it into his crossover. That is a clutch play from Junsung, pulling the handbrake on Chuqin.
Best seat in the house for the leaning ball boys here. Humongous rally. The world number one was on 1 foot at one point in that.
These are the rallies that I did fancy Junsung's chances in. Because realistically speaking, he is more accustomed to having to play these trades than Chuqin, who wins so many rallies, well, not even a rally, points within 3 or 4 shots.
Junsung is 2 points away from dragging this to a decider.
There it is, that loop into the backhand. He's trying to shut down the Wang Chuqin forehand. Wang Chuqin not so comfortable with that backhand block.
That one flicked off the net. But it's good feeling again from Junsung, finding himself in no man's land, but somehow getting the ball back in. The scoreboard needs updating because it is now 10-7. It's game 7, and we are heading to a decider. Junsung back from 2-0 down against the world number one, and what happens now?
He's been undefeated here at the World Championships, Wang Chuqin. Is he about to be beaten by this man, Junsung, who beat him at the Asian Championships a couple of years ago? To do it here at the World Championships is a whole different kettle of fish.
어려운 거는 그냥 주고 올라오는 기다렸다가 네가 나가줘도 돼. 그리고 한 번씩 서비스 완전 너클이나 박자 뺏어가지고 회전 넣잖아. 그냥 툭 넘기잖아. 일로 오는 거를 툭툭툭 계속 받아주면 쟤 계속 건다고.
不要干错，要走外头。加油！没关系，没关系。侧身这下的时候，有的时候感觉不舒服，按正点。哎，可以可以。啊，现在整体都非常非常好。啊，来，胆大心细啊，一定要出去了，出去了啊！
Record in deciding games. World number one, more often than not, clutch when it matters most. But ignore everything heading in to this moment. This is now a race to 11 points. Interesting in the corner, Wang Chuqin can be seen doing this a lot, blowing on his hands. You often see that as a technique to try and center yourself, to be able to get feeling in your body again, to shut out the noise. Is he feeling the nerves? Finally?
Must be.
Listen to the grunts of Junsung. The ball flicked the net, but he did so well to stay in the rally.
based on what we know about recent meetings between Zhang Ruqin and Lin Chidong and Jaehyun and Lianjin Kun, this is so important for the Chinese national team. Chuqin has to come out trumps here. Oh.
Drop shot again. Team China on their feet. And the world number one showing that it's not just power he's got. To do that with the soft hands in this moment, Fraser, is so impressive.
The 23-time champion's under the cosh. That's why he was blowing on the fingers. That's why he's just trying to take himself out of his mind a little bit. Because that would be a stressful place to live right now if you're Wang Chuqin.
There's that long push again. Junsung skipping the short game, firing it long, and being prepared to counter. And the temperature is rising here in the OVO Arena, Wembley.
Coming in like a missile. So aggressive from Chuqin.
It was like a Uno reverse card.
Yeah, it was.
He did it exactly the same back to him.
Lovely delivery from Chuqin there. Perfect.
This is a chess match at 1,000,000 miles an hour under the brightest lights. It's a roar from Lionheart. The backhand attack this time, spinning and arcing into the body of Junsung. It's a Mount Rushmore of table tennis right there, isn't it?
It's a holy trinity. Well played from Wang Chuqin, keeping that weight forward, not stepping back and getting into those loop-to-loop exchanges that, to be honest, Junsung was winning the vast majority of.
Staying a little bit closer, isn't he, Lionheart? Baring the teeth. And he's got a slender 2-point advantage here, the world number one. A long push, but the world number one grimaces as he drops the feet back and just uncorks a backhand.
He knows he can win from any position, Wang Chuqin. At the World Cup in Macau, he was 3-1, 9-6 down to Darko Jorgic. It would have been the first time since 1999 no man would have stood on the World Cup podium as a Chinese. So, he's clutch, we know that.
There's a great moment there, just in the turnaround where he was talking away to himself, but he went over to where Ma Long and Xu Xin and Wang Liqin are. Feeding off that energy of the greats from our game.
It is sensational.
Favouring placement in the early phase of this point was the world number one. He forced Junsung back, and Junsung slung a backhand counter here for good measure.
Left. No flash, please.
He's in his flow states.
What can Junsung do here? Does he need to be a little bit more aggressive? Does he need to try and attack first? Or is he just getting melted by the world number one?
Don't think he's doing much wrong here. Something unpredictable.
It's a longer serve. Difficult to say from the behind the back angle.
To play a long serve off a high toss is very difficult.
Rueful smile from Wang Chuqin.
He's more aggressive here, Junsung. And he sings that song as he chose.
A reminder, the world number one does have a timeout. You may see it if he drops this next point. Two crucial points from the Republic of Korea, and it is actually the timeout coming now early.
Good call, Joe.
Just felt the momentum starting to shift. We'll go into the corner and try and get a vibe check here from Team China.
四个调整，现在转出一个点，其实可以这会儿回来之后给他反手这一下有点速度，他一放慢再下一手是吧？这个落点想好自己的发球啊，想好自己的发球啊，该上手要上手啊，这会儿就是把自己的这种这个节奏情绪控制好啊，哎，这学生哪有耐心？不着急，有耐心啊，想好自己的发球啊，他这种如果他真剁了你反手，你看后面蹬的那个特别好，他一拉他中间，顶多他一反而往前站一点，他一防你这下我再想再拉一下。 好吧，这会儿哎，别角色啊，可以，非常好啊，就是把这个节奏稍微控制，特别好啊，慢慢来，慢慢来，还是不着急，坚定，坚信自己，啊，坚信自己力量，啊，打到最后算是非常好的整体节奏，啊，就是想好自己的发球接发球，后面板一板那种连续和前进就可以，啊，好。
Calmer approach from Wang Hao. Shout out to our production team, translating it there, saying about be careful of your serve, be careful of your tempo, be mindful of it, control the flow of this matchup.
Yeah, the tempo, so important, the most important thing, I think.
Do you think it means slow it down or speed it up or do a mixture of both?
Gauge it,
Yeah.
dictate it, be it.
Well, he's got two serves to come up here. Two crucial points you've got to feel in this decider. Chuqin is on serve. And it's a big one. A huge point. Look at what it means to Wang Hao. Long. There was barely a sniff of the table there. And Wang Chuqin just took it.
Oh, gorgeous.
Stunning. Under this amount of pressure. And he's restored that 4-point lead. And it's now or never. You've got to feel for Junsung. Another tap of the temple for Lionheart. Knows he has to be tactically adept here.
Even from this position, it's difficult to say what's going to happen. Wang Chuqin, we saw more dominant indeciders. Junsung here with another serve. What a receive.
The power on it.
He's just not making his serve unpredictable enough anymore. You can't give any indication with the form motion or he will lunge and leap in.
It was a gorgeous Chiquita and it takes Wang Chuqin within 2 points here.
There's the deception, came across it. Swipes across the side of the ball with the faded forehands. Beautiful. Got to be creative against Wang Chuqin.
Junsung had stepped across, committed to playing the backhand, and then played a defensive shot off it.
He's just won 2 points, so points being won on receive at the moment.
Oh my, you said he was being a little too predictable on serve. What do you want to see from him here?
Just something that can confuse Chuqin. Don't leave any clues.
It's again that half long. The world number one.
He's hoping for something loose off that forehand touch, but he's not getting it.
Staggering. From Wang Chuqin, and look what it means. He is a point away here. season. Stood firm when his team needed him most. From 2 up to then getting dragged into a decider, and credit has to go to Junsung for forcing it that far. But Wang Chuqin, Lionheart, roars into a 1-0 lead for Team China here.
Well, what a comeback it was from Junsung. Clawed it back from 2 games to love down. The top of the tempo. Lionheart, Ho, doing exactly what the doctor ordered there, getting China off to a 1-0 lead. He didn't feature in stage 1A when China were beaten by the Republic of Korea. He was never going to say no to this. They need him. They believe in him.
And look at the response from historically the most dominant team in men's table tennis. And the applause from Wang Liqin, from Ma Long, from Chuqin. Their man got it done. But now it's Wang Chuqin, Lionheart, who needs to hand the baton over to the former world #1, Lin Xin.